Farms 2021 Stallion Parade. Unfortunately, current circumstances have prevented us from having our open day and Stallion Parade as we previously had planned. We have 7 amazing stallions on farm and we are very proud to showcase them here today. They are all impressive and successful racehorses in their own right, and now they are world-class stallions. Our combined roster with Woodlands Stud, we offer a stallion to suit any pedigree and budget, and most of all, value for money. Our high-quality stallions consist of 3 shuttle sires from the US, 2 Australian bred stallions who are both out of Australian Broodmares of the Year, a New Zealand bred trotting sire, and a resident US bred stallion. Our association with TaylorMade Stallions of Kentucky in the US see us standing LATHER, who is the equal fastest pacer in the world, and Pastor Stephen, a high-speed, internationally proven trotting sire. TaylorMade Stallions are one of the fastest growing investors in the US standardbred stallion market. Their very successful reputation in the US thoroughbred scene has seen them now being replicated in their investment into the standardbreds and their commitment to shuttling these stallions down to provide fresh, chilled semen for breeders. It is a big risk and a large monetary investment to do so, and both ourselves at Llowalong Farms and Woodlands Stud are committed to providing these sires for the Australian and New Zealand breeders. So what is it about our stallions that we firmly believe you can fulfil the dream of breeding or owning a champion athlete? It is our commitment to providing a versatile, athletic individuals that importantly are also sound on the track, and that leads us to standing these particular sires. Quality pedigrees, boasting breed-changing sires, high-performing maternal lines, excellent temperaments, clean gaits, and a dominance on the track are all traits that can only lead to improvement of the breed and is what we seek in a sire. And with all those qualities in mind, let's now introduce the stallions on our 2021 roster. Introducing Pastor Stephen, standing for a service fee of $5,000 plus GST, available as fresh chilled semen in New Zealand and Australia. What an incredibly handsome and athletic individual he is. Just have a look at him there. He is also an extremely fertile stallion. Are you tired of frozen semen all the time? Are you having trouble trying to get some mares in foal? Then this stallion is for you. His fertility is exceptional. Beyond that, he was also the USTA 2-year-old trotting colt of the year and a millionaire in just 22 starts as a 2- and 3-year-old. He has early speed etched within his pedigree. His full brother, Father Patrick, was the 2-year-old trotting colt of the year. His sire, Cantab Hall, was also the 2-year-old trotting colt of the year. And his dam, who is a half-sister to Chocolatier, and who was also the 2-year-old colt of the year. His sire, Cantab Hall, is a great-grandson of Valley Victory, who was a breed-changing sire in the trotting ranks. Pastor Stephen was purchased into Europe to stand at stud and has sired over 160 winners before being brought back into the USA late last year by TaylorMade Stallions, who recognise his potential.
And TaylorMade Stallions are certainly a major player now in the standardbred siring ranks in North America and in Australia via Pastor Stephen, LATHER and Lazarus. And one of the key ingredients about this beast of an animal, having set eyes on him today for the first time, is he is a sire of 9 millionaires in Europe already. So he's no slouch in the shed. And that race record, 22 starts and in the money 18 times out of the 22 starts for 10 wins and over $1 million in the locker.
His book was immediately full after he went back to the US. He's an ideal stallion for mares signed by Garland Lobel. This includes all mares by Majestic Sun and Angus Hall. In Europe, some of his highest performers were from mares by SJ's Photo. So importantly, Father Patrick, his full brother, has had success in the US with offspring from mares by Yankee Glide or Muscles Yankee and his son Muscles Hill. Pastor Stephen is yet to cross with these mares, but the assumption would be that he will cross just as well as his full brother has. All these stallions are from the Valley Victory line, and in Australia this includes mares by Sky Valley, Muscles Yankee and Muscle Mass. Don't miss out on this popular and high-performing sire line. Pastor Stephen, at just $5,000 service fee and fresh chilled semen, available Australia and New Zealand.
And welcome back to Llowalong Farms for his third Australian season, the Great American Ideal. Progeny earnings now zoning in on close to 150 million in Australia, New Zealand, Canada and the USA. Dominant weekend for him in both hemispheres, just gone past. Group 1 winner, Triple Eight at Bendigo on Saturday night, Group 2 winner at Gloucester Park on Friday night, Magnificent Storm, and in the New York Sire Stakes, 2-year-old fillies final winner of the $200,000 final, and his son won the $200,000 3-year-old Colts and Geldings final at Yonkers on Saturday night. Both dominant performances. American Ideal just continues to raise the bar year in, year out. A plethora of winners everywhere and anywhere. Treble at Albion Park yesterday afternoon, double at Pinjarra on Monday, and winners at Menangle as well. Book full and closed in Australia for this season at $12,500. Dominant performances of his progeny during the Queensland Winter Carnival via Copy That and the Queensland Derby winner American Dealer. There's never been quite a horse like him in recent times that has built a brand of very ordinary mares at the start, and now he attracts the best mares in the world wherever he goes.
He is just looking terrific. He has returned, he seems to like he's 6 or 8 years younger than he was last year. Like, he is just in terrific form. He looks amazing. He's feeling great, and so too is his seaman. So looking forward to a very exciting season with him this year.
And seriously, he's got a number of Group 1 mares booked in Australia to go to him. Also, 3 collects under his belt already, and the season has started for him and the rest of the stallions at Llowalong Farms. So there he is, closing in on 150 million in progeny earnings, the Great American Ideal.
Introducing Poster Boy. He has returned this year for his second season with us, and wow, look at him. He has returned as the poster man. He's let down, he's strong and powerful individual, and just looks amazing. So Poster Boy is standing for 4,500 plus GST, and he is available for breeders in Australia and New Zealand with fresh chilled semen. This is his second year with us, and so we are super excited to see his foals hitting the ground this year. And in fact, I think there's a filly and a colt so far, and soon we'll be getting the photos out so everyone can see his stunning foals, because I'm sure they are going to look exactly like him. He was a precocious, classy athlete as a racehorse with so much super high speed to burn that it could be used anywhere on the track, and that was testified to by Chris Alford, who was his regular driver. He had an extremely fluent gait, a lovely temperament and intelligence to boot. He had 30 starts for 22 wins and 7 seconds. This is an incredible race record. He won 5 Group 1s and a Group 2 from the ages of 2 to 4 years. His biggest winning performances include the 2-year-old Vic Bred Final, the New South Wales Derby, the Chariots of Fire, and an impressive third in the Miracle Mile. He is the fastest Southern Hemisphere bred son of the breed-changing sire in Some Beach Somewhere. He is all-American bred, but he's been bred down under. His dam, Aston Villa, is by the world's greatest broodmare sire in Arts Place. Aston Villa is also the 2020 Australian Broodmare of the Year, being the dam of 6 winners of over $1.5 million in prize money. This also includes Poster Boy's full brother, Beach Villa. Sons of Some Beach Somewhere are dominating the USDA 2-year-old sire list, with the top 3 sires are all sons of Some Beach Somewhere.
Yes, the legacy of Some Beach Somewhere via his sons in North America in the 2-year-old ranks exceedingly potent this year, down by the seaside leading the way. Captain Treacherous and Huntsville, who stands in New York, are the 3 dominant 2-year-old sires in North America this year. They've got speed to burn. They've owned each jurisdiction in which they stand. So the Sons of Some Beach Somewhere, the dominant sire line, is rather well apparent in North America at the moment, and you'd expect that to generate down under at some point.
This stallion, Poster Boy, ticks all the boxes for breeders. Being a true blue Australian bred stallion, he is also eligible for the Vic Bred Colonian Stallion First Win bonus. This is worth $12,000 for foals born and bred to Poster Boy in Victoria when they have their first win. This means that if you have a mare that is in Victoria and is bred to an Australian stallion such as Poster Boy, you are eligible for this increased first win bonus of $12,000. This bonus will also make his progeny more desirable at the sales, and the return on investment of the service fee will be enhanced. This horse is a stunning individual. He has retired sound from the racetrack. He has had extremely amazing performance on the track here in Australia, and he is a versatile stallion who can match to a whole range of mares. And interestingly, even though he's by Arts Place, he will match to all mares by, Art Major, Arts Place, anything in their line. It's a proven cross, as well as your Bettor's Delight and your Western Ideal or Hanover mares. Don't miss out and book your mare to this versatile stallion with an incredible pedigree today.
Poster Boy retires to stud with one of the most impressive pedigrees of any stallion standing anywhere in the harness racing world. His sire, Some Beat Somewhere, was a colossus on the racetrack in North America, being beaten just once in a 21-start career. Aston Villa, by the world's greatest broodmare sire, Arts Place, is the dam of Poster Boy and is the 2019 Australian Broodmare of the Year.
Poster Boy after spanking, Poster Boy first up, what a win!
His career record, 30 starts, 22 wins and 7 placings, and prize money of $803,310.
Poster Boy reigns up on the outside, goes to the lead, and it's the pin-up tonight, Poster Boy.
With his blistering speed, his Hollywood good looks, and his impeccable pedigree, he is truly the poster boy of Australian harness racing.
Welcoming back SOHO TRIBECA for his second season at stud here at Llowalong Farms. He has returned in magnificent condition, and we're very much looking forward to his first foals arriving this season. He was extremely well supported last year by breeders after retiring off the racetrack, and again this year he has a significant amount of interest as well. Standing at $3,000 including GST, what better value for money can you get for a stallion who is by American Ideal, out of what would be considered Australia's greatest broodmare this century. Pixel Perfect was a dam of 7 foals of racing age, 7 winners, with a stake money totaling just shy of $2.5 million. Not only was Pixel Perfect the Australian Broodmare of the Year, but his Grand Dam was also voted Australian Broodmare of the Year. So it's an incredible family and probably one of the best families in the country. Now SOHO TRIBECA and his racing career, well, that was pretty amazing too. He was a winner of 3 Group 1 races and placed in another 5. And he raced and defeated on numerous times other millionaires such as Lazarus, Tiger Tara, Chicago Bull, Lenny the Shark and Bling It On. And probably what was one of his best performances, Mark, was in the Miracle Mile where he was defeated. But
yeah, it certainly was, where he sat in the chair all the way at Menangle and went down in Australian record time for the mile. One thing about the class of horse that he raced is probably the most depth in that rank there has been in Australian harness racing for the last 10 or 15 years. The names Kath just mentioned, Lazarus, Tiger Tara, Lenny the Shark, etc., Chicago Bull. And this horse consistently at the coalface against the big boys all the time. 59 starts in the money, well and truly over 40 plus times in those events. A classy son of American Ideal, another millionaire by American Ideal. But one thing about this horse, as I said before, he raced the gorillas. He was one of the gorillas, and going forward, and like everybody has started to accept, you have to support some of these great race horses straight off the racetrack. And from anyone's point of view, an absolute bargain at $3,000.
Yeah, and I think we just might hone in on some of his versatility on his racing that you mentioned there, Mark. In early 2018, he raced in 3 times in very quick succession at an extremely high level. In the 3rd of Feb, he was second to Lazarus in the Hunter Cup. Then on the 24th of Feb, he backed up again and was 3rd in the Miracle Mile. And of course, and then sat parked over the whole race, only to be just beaten near the finishing line. And then he returned back to Victoria on the 17th of March and won the Kilmore Cup. Now this horse is tough, and he's racing at an extremely high level and in elite company. On top of that, just going back to his breeding and the dams, his first 3 dams are by Art Major, Fake Left and Panorama, all of which have been champion sires. And Art Major is fast becoming one of the greatest broodmare sires in both hemispheres as well, probably off the back of Art's Place being, what would be considered the world's best broodmare sire. Being Australian bred also makes him eligible for your Vic Bred Colonial first win bonus of $12,000. And those 130 odd mares that were bred last year are all eligible for that $12,000 bonus. He's a very fertile stallion and with a lovely temperament to boot. Honestly, nothing phases this horse at all. He's just so lovely to have around.
And look, just to reiterate, certainly on the maternal side of this family, generation on generation, the family keeps delivering at the elite level. And that's one thing and one key thing that if breeders are looking for, to seriously study the maternal line of these stallions, because sometimes you can just uncover 1 or 2 gems on the maternal side that can make the difference to the way you're going to go about breeding.
So here you are, SOHO TRIBECA. Get your bookings in quick before his book fills. And for a $3,000 service fee, you can be rewarded very quickly with a $12,000 bonus on their progeny's first win. So that's going to make him attractive at the sales too, I would think.
SOHO TRIBECA competed in 16 Group 1 races from 2 through to a 5-year-old, and in a 59-start career compiled 21 victories and prize money of $1,103,854. His breeding can only be described as 5-star. His sire, American Ideal, is one of the leading sires in the world in this era, with progeny earnings worldwide exceeding $120 million. The dam of SOHO TRIBECA is the unraced Art Major mare Pixel Perfect. She has become the greatest broodmare in Australia in this 21st century, with her first 6 foals now having won over $2.3 million. Aside from TRIBECA, she is also the dam of the 3rd mare to ever win in sub 150 in Australia, that mare being Carla's Pixel. SOHO TRIBECA. He was both tough and fast on the racetrack. He is a perfect 10 on his breeding, and he is a superb individual.
Okay, welcoming back Lather Up, the equal fastest horse in the world, shuttles back to Australia for his 2nd season at Llowalong Farms. 146 horse, great 2-year-old, sensational 3-year-old, and even better at 4. 37 starts, 23 career wins, 7 times in the money, placing wise for $1.9 million in the locker. At 3, made $1 million. North American Cup winner, and that great race was just this weekend past. A great horses race, a stallion making race, the North American Cup. His grandfather won the North American Cup, Bettor's Delight. Also at 3, the Ohio Sires Stake winner. But at 4, when a lot of horses just don't transition, out of those young juvenile ranks, Lather Up shone at the age of 4. He met what we call the gorillas head on in all the big races, and he came away in first place a lot more than he did any other number in the race book. 8 wins at 4, including his world record equaling 146 performance at the Meadowlands. Also a 146 win as well at the Meadowlands over the 1800 metre trip. Now have a look at him right now. This is a horse that has retired sound. One of the key ingredients for us at Standing Stallions is horses come off the racetrack sound. You're either racing or you're standing at stud. You're not doing both. This horse is a magnificent animal. brings together the Bettor's Delight in the pocket on the fraternal and the maternal side, the two of the three most dominant strains in the Southern Hemisphere in the last 30 years, and two very, very highly considered strains in North America as well. Have a good look at him. Have a look at his replays. They're on our website. He was gun barrel straight, this horse. When he was charging at 46 at the end of races, he was going straight. He wasn't rolling down. He wasn't rolling up the track. He was going straight. Have a look at his win at Hoosier Park when he won the Dan Patch. Handed to McWicked, and then he just rolled straight past him in a straight line in the straight to defeat him. Beat McWicked very easily that night too. So here he is. Kath, he's settled in a treat, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's just come back looking amazing. Second year round, he knows what he's doing. He's extremely fertile, just great to collect, and what we get is just he'll get anything in foal basically. So no, he's a lovely temperament stallion as well. No trouble at all. Excellent to handle, and just gets on with it, which sounds like what he's done in his athletic career too.
And one of the key ingredients for us and for when we look at these stallions is the maternal side as well. Have a good look at the maternal line. His mum pocket comb, as we mentioned before, by In the Pocket. A very, very good race mare herself, but also the fact that she has had 10 foals, 9 of those to the races for winners, including Lather Up, including Barber Pole, Lather Machine, Hot Lather, Scissor Magic, and Shaving Mug. But also in the second generation as well, there's another millionaire called Crew Cut Zach. So in the first two generations of this pedigree, some stunningly great racehorses. And as I said before, the maternal line is a very, very, very strong. And these are one of the major points in considering a stallion when we go ahead and purchase the rights or buy into a stallion. So here he is, the 146 horse. He's out of the shed already. Breeds are on the way, and looking $1 million if I say so myself.
Fastest horse in the world. What else could you want? Correct.
146. And just to reiterate, retired sound.
So here's welcoming Malmara back again for his third season here at Llowalong Farms. He's standing for 2,500, including GST, and currently his eldest foals are yearlings. He is a lovely, lovely horse to do anything with, and that has also been reiterated by his trainer in the States, the highly respected Tony Alagna, who said he is not only the consummate professional and completely well-mannered on and off the track, he has an excellent personality, and we see this here on the farm. He's a really fun horse and is one of those horses that you look forward to seeing every day, and he is. He's just, he's just relaxed. He's a big, strong, powerful individual, and he just looks terrific. Now, Malmara is an interesting bred sire, but probably one of the biggest things to note about him is that he has a pedigree that is just laden with speed. It became evident in just his third career start as a 2-year-old when he blazed home in his last quarter in 25 seconds. So when you have a look at his pedigree, he is absolutely surrounded in high speed. Matt Scooter is the sire of his dam, and when he retired in 1989, he was the fastest standardbred of all time. Nihilator, the sire of the Grand Dam of Malmara, he was freaky fast as a 2- and 3-year-old and had 38 starts for 35 wins for prize money of over $3 million. Mal himself has been raced in what was one of the fastest crops of stallions of all time, or of horses all time that have subsequently become stallions. Isn't that right, Mark?
Certainly is. So Malmara, $1 million winner, but also raced against McWicked, Always Be Mickey, Sweet Lou, and defeated these horses. So a tough, great-bodied stallion, great walking horse as well. Muscle on muscle with this fella, but probably a fractionally bred different being by Liz Mara, so a little bit of a different blood down here, which we've become willing to accept via some other notable sires in recent times. But as Kath pointed out, Matt Scooter, direct Scooter on the maternal side of the family, one of the most dominant strains in harness history. So you're looking at a horse here that was great at 3 and great at the back end of his career as well. 26 wins in the placings, another 27 times as well. A great money spinner and a millionaire.
Being with his particular breeding, he is a perfect match for mares out of Arts Place, Abercrombie, Western Hanover, Western Ideal line, and the direct scooter line. So, there's really not many mares that Mel can't cross with.
Yep, and that's one of the key ingredients with these stallions that are a little bit different with the outcross, given the prominence of a number of sires daughters down here. He just gives an option to go to any sire line that is in the marketplace and people want to breed with. So as I said, great looking horse, great walking horse, muscle on muscle. And remember, a 47 horse, a 147 flat horse made over $1 million.
Yeah, and just sheer speed. He is one of only 2 horses to record 6 final quarters in better than 26 seconds. He's been a multiple stakes winner. So not only fast, but he's got longevity. So he raced until he was 9. So he's fast and tough.
And look, eligible for all the key incentives. So Vic Bred, New South Wales Breeders' Challenge, Bathurst Gold Crown, and the Breeders' Crown as well, all of his progeny. Mel Mara, 147 and $1 million in the locker. Rightio, welcome to Llowalong Farms, the great trotting horse in Speeding Spur, standing his 2nd season down under. Looks in magnificent order, and Del Boy, as he's affectionately known, was a truly great horse on both sides of the ditch, and he raced in North America and won at Group 1 level. So his record was impeccable. 64 starts for 28 wins. Amongst those were 9 Group 1 wins, including the Rowe Cup, the Victorian Derby, Breeders' Crowns, an Anzac Cup, New Zealand Trotting Free-for-Alls, and went to North America and won the Canadian Crawford Farms Classic at Tioga Downs in 1:52. So you talk about the local horses having the ability to compete on the stage overseas, and everyone talks fair game about that. Well, this horse actually walked the walk and talked the talk by going to North America and racing the best horses up there and winning. Went to Woodbine and ran 3rd in a Canadian Classic elimination heat, and just did a great job wherever he went. Tough, speedy, stamina, ticks all the boxes. And another horse from a great maternal line is Mother Della's Speed, a Chiola Hanover mare, 12 foals, 8 to the races for 8 winners, and even his second dam has got Oaks winners in it. Just descends from a great pedigree, and a truly great trotter that dominated both Australia and New Zealand for a couple of years is Speeding Spur. And he's settled in a treat, Kath, hasn't he?
Yeah, look, he's been here nearly 3 months now, and he's just testimony to his well-travelled self. He just is settled in a treat. He looks amazing. He does everything right, and he's just a gorgeous horse to have around. Yeah,
and look, one of the key ingredients, primary reason that he's been given access to Australian breeders, and he'll obviously be available to New Zealand breeders as the season rolls on, but he is down underbred. He was bred and raised at Woodlands Stud by ourselves, and now he falls into the category slot of being a Vic bred stallion, a local bred horse, and what a magnificent animal he is. As a 3-year-old, the Victorian Derby winner at Maryborough and the Breeders' Crown winner. And probably his greatest race win in this part of the world was his Great Southern Star win, the 2 races in one night where he dealt to the best, like the old Elite Lop concept when the Great Southern Star was going. Del Boy won that and just added to his credentials. So highly fertile, great sort, great pedigree, a horse that's done it all, Australian, New Zealand and a North American Group 1 winner is Speeding Spur.
And don't forget to, I touched on the Vic Bred, but Vic Bred Pure, he is eligible for that $12,000 first win bonus, being a Australasian bred stallion standing in Victoria. So don't forget that. It's a terrific asset, whether you're breeding to race yourself or to sell. So introducing BACARDI Lindy, back for his 2nd year with Frozen Semen with us. BACARDI Lindy has been an incredibly successful sire, but probably somewhat underrated the last few years. He is he's been the sire of, so many Vic bred champions such as Claudie's Princess, who fortunately we also have here on farm as a broodmare now, cruising around, and Nita BACARDI. He has been the sire of 12 Group 1 or Group winning horses. And he also has an incredible strike rate. He has an amazing average per starter of just over $36,000, and he's had 104 winners from 146 starters with a total of $5.2 million in stakes.
Yeah, look, BACARDI LINDY is a one of these stallions that, as Kath has pointed out, has flown under the radar. In the plethora of trotting stallions available to breeders, his numbers stack up very, very strong. 8 wins, was a 152.8 trotter, so take into account that horses like Speeding Spur and Pastor Stephen have run equivalent time, but he was just a few, half a dozen years before them. Been a great sire in terms of local content as well, but both colts and fillies as well. And the SJ's photo line is very successful in the Southern Hemisphere by horses like Pegasus Spur and of course BACARDI LINDY.
His frozen semen quality is excellent, so please give us a call here at the farm if you're interested in breeding to BACARDI LINDY. He's standing at $2,200 including GST, so excellent value for money.
It is, and pay on live file with that frozen semen breed, but also he's eligible for Vic Bred Breeders' Crown and the Bathurst Gold Crown, so eligible for all the cussing.
I hope you have enjoyed our 2021 Stallion Parade. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions, and you're always welcome to come and visit us on the farm. We look forward to leading Victoria and indeed Australia in the breeding arena long into the future, and we look forward to you joining us along for the journey. Thank you.